Nice crop shot there. And yes, Adam, I know I'm late. Got caught up on Resident Evil Remake. And then decided to put a cheeky little bet on the Everton game. So I've started betting now, apparently. Hope everyone's doing okay. I've just realised I've not got my phone for the comments. Oh, well done. Good one, Pete. And my other phone's dead, so I can't really read comments anyway, but hey ho, it is what it is. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I could have just blagged and said, oh, my phone ran out, so I had to quickly charge it. Well. But evening, Adam. Evening, James. Hope you're doing well. All right, Seaside Mark. D. But yeah, I forgot to upload a video for today, so I thought it's my day off tomorrow. So I thought I'd shoot a little bit of a live review, a little bit of a chat, and I fully expect to have a phone call halfway through this. So if the screen goes black, then you'll know why. Sorry about that. Interrupted my younger brother because he wants to go in on the bet that I've got. Basically, Everton to either win 2-0 or 2-1, but Richarlison has to score first. And I had a £10 free bet. I put £5 on, so it's 15. So there's a potential for £380. So there we go. Anyway, so what is that? All right, see, so Mark. called it. Brian says, here we go. All right, Brian, hope you're doing well. Sorry about that interruption. Adam, do you ever go to the handyman bar? Asks James. And Adam says, I've been a handful of times. South Liverpool, for me, on public transport is a bit of a pain. I like their beer, though, James. Last Liverpool trip, did Black Lodge Tap and Handyman, both really good. Good luck with that. Should be a decent game. It certainly should. But yeah, hopefully I come in tops. And Vanessa says hi. Hi Vanessa, I hope you're doing okay. So yeah, I thought because I didn't get around to actually having a video ready to upload, which I'll have to do for the rest of this week now, I thought I'd shoot a quick live review. So we've got a couple of beers from the Kernel. Now, I've always liked the Kernel, but they're one of those breweries that I never seem to buy because the beers that are available when I'm doing an order somewhere else are sort of beers I'm not really interested in, like the sort of Thirder series and the Saisons, because they're just not my sort of beers. But when, you know, they've got the Pale Ales, IPAs, Baltic Porters, the Stouts and the porters in general, and the brown ales and the brown stouts and stuff, just absolutely fantastic. So I did an order with them, and for like, you're paying like around £2.50 for a bottle, and some of the 500ml bottles as well. Handyman is really good, worth going to Craft Tap Room over the road whilst you're there. Also, Evil Eye Burrito is fit for food. I don't know if I read that correctly, but yeah, so I was very happy with my order. All the beers so far, I think I've only got around to managing to like review one of them up till tonight, but just beautiful stuff, and I'm definitely doing a direct order from Kernel again. I know the £8.50 can be a bit of a sore spot for the postage, but do you know what? For the price you're actually paying for the beers themselves, you know, it more than evens itself out. Just hopefully next time they've got some merch and some glassware that I can pick up as well. So today for the dark beer, we've got the Dry Stout Thick Secret, and this was brewed on the 5th of January 2021, obviously. And then we've got the IPA Galaxy Eldorado Sabro, get in my tummy. Clock it in at 7.1% ABV, brewed on the 22nd of December, so a little bit older. So yeah, looking forward to this. But yeah, Kernel, just I like them because as much as I love the breweries like Cloudwater, Track, and you know the usual suspects who I buy a lot of, can't find me a bottle opener. I've misplaced it. It's probably downstairs in the kitchen drawer. So lighter's the next best thing. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I don't know what point I was trying to make then. I've not had any Kernel beer for ages. Always enjoyed what I've had though, says Matt Binks. Evening, Matt. Yeah, I think I was very lucky with the selection because I managed to pretty much fill. Got 16 bottles, and because it was like a full crate, you get a discount on each bottle as well. So, do you know what? That's the point I was trying to make. They're not, even though I love the likes of Northern Monk, Track, blah 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 blah, with really, you know, fancy hopped up beers or like really indulgent imperial stouts and stuff. I like the fact that Kernel don't really need to focus on that, and they just brew the beers that they want to, and whatever hops they can get hold of or want to try or want to brew with, they'll just do it, and they'll put together some fantastic beers, both pale and dark. So, glassware, because they're pretty much the only two glasses that I've got identical, are my two Brewdog glasses. Had their London Red recently, and Brown Stout was also sold. I've got one of the Brown Stouts, but I'd like to try one of their Red Ales. And that's what I mean, because they're brewing beers like that. Not because, oh, we've not brewed a beer like this for ages. You know, the way people are doing black IPAs a lot now. They just do it because they want to do it. I say that, I've never actually heard an interview or read anything on the actual brewing philosophy of the Kernel, so I'm just purely speculating there. So I was intrigued by the dry stout because it's got Vic's Secret, a hop that I've had loads, but I'm not familiar with, if that makes sense. Plus, those low sort of ABV dry stouts don't really do much for me, but I thought I'd give them a try anyway. Just throw it in the box. So the IPA then, and yeah, it's got a little bit of a haze to it. It's not an absolute juice bomb by any stretch. One figure's worth of a nice, slightly off-white head, nice, almost like creamy-like, nice and smooth. Got the Dunkel for my dark black Dunkel lager stream. Oh, I could imagine they'd do a good Dunkel. I had the, was it Calista or Galaxy lager pills? I accidentally put 2 bottles in my basket when I placed the order, and I've drank both of them, and they were really good. But yeah, hopefully I could get hold of some Dunkels and stuff so I could join. Plus, I could kill 2 birds with one stone and pick up some Celebrator so I could do my stream with James as well. So I see another beer order coming up in the next few days. So that's the dry stout. Looking very nice. Poured really nice, well, especially for its ABV. So we'll start on the light first. Let's see what we get on the nose. Oh, it's quite floral. It's got that sort of like perfumey aroma to it. I'm getting like slight elderflower, a little bit of lemon sherbet. Very subtle dusting of a slight coconut-esque tropical aroma. But it doesn't stray off too much into like a sweet tropical flavour or like a citrusy or completely herbal. It's got a nice balance to it. And why am I doing all these movements with my arms? I don't know. Expressive beer reviews, it's the future. I also have Celebrator. Yeah, I need to pick up a bottle. Hey, if you want to, I'm sure James wouldn't mind you popping in with us. I still don't know when we're doing it, really. I need to get that sorted. Smells nice. It's got those sort of aromas that you don't really smell too much in IPAs. Because a lot of them are like domineering with whatever like the most popular hop is at the time. But yeah, it's quite perfumey and floral, I would say. It smells good though, so let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. It's an interesting one. It's quite bitter throughout, actually. It's got a nice body to it, nice texture. Maybe got it for one with Paul, but he seems busy currently. Ah, okay. Just cracked open espresso martini from Bristol Beer Factory. Oh, how's that coming along? Okay, so it's an IPA from a bottle that was brewed in December. Very much taken that into consideration on this. It's almost got like a slight, very, very, very slight funkiness to it. It's not a really strong flavoured beer in any regard. And it's very, very floral. Very, very floral. So far, out of the lot, it's probably the weakest that I've had in terms of flavour. But as I said, it is, from December. And it does seem to have that hop fade, where you sort of get the aftertaste of the hop coming into the forefront when you can actually taste it. A little bit of bitterness on the back end. It's got a slight resiny, dank character. I wouldn't say pine, but sort of maybe spruce tips, almost. But that being said, even though I've just fanboyed over Kernel, it does kind of have that taste if you've accidentally got like a body spray or hairspray in your mouth. 4.7 is very thin, coffee a bit weak. Ooh, I could imagine that, especially with it being Bristol Beer Factory, which Bristol in June, anyone? If it goes ahead. Steve's Rune Channel says cheers. Cheers, Steve. Hope you're doing well. Hope your week's gone off to a good start. My week started okay, actually. I had to work from home today because obviously the tail end, well, from about Wednesday, I had a bit of a COVID scare. It was just like a small flu, but yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, how a year ago, before all this kicked off, you'd be like, oh, sure, I'll still go into work, it's fine. But then as soon as you get the slightest symptom of what's going on, you start thinking for the worst. And I actually questioned my own mortality for a second, because I was like, if I get COVID, I'm the first to go. Overweight, I smoke, used to be quite asthmatic as a child, don't have the best diet, and I'm sure I don't have the strongest of immune systems. But the biggest burden was because, my younger brother wasn't able to go to work because he obviously had to isolate until I got my results. But yeah, so working from home wasn't too bad today, actually. But thankfully, I could go back in the office on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this. But I think it's, without making excuses, I think it is down to the age of the bottle. Yeah, it's sort of like, when you get those, like, as comment that I've not actually read, but I'm presenting it, do apologise. When you get like a hoppy lager and the body doesn't hold the hop flavours, and you sort of get that slight overly brewed herbal tea character. It's got that sort of thing about it. So far, so good, mate. I have a beer. LOL, so all good. That's the important thing at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with having a beer at the end of the day. At the end of the day. What have you got on? Is it homebrew that you've got tonight, Steve? Adam says, I am down, providing I can get the time off. Not sure of it being mid-June that it will happen, but not sure I will drive as M-Way. And fuck off, Pete. You can't read it. M5 is an arse of a motorway. Yeah, I mean, I'll still, and Adam says hello to Steve, I'm still going to try and get the time off. If I can't get the time off, I can just cancel my ticket. If I can get the time off, and if it doesn't go ahead, I can potentially, depending on where we are and what sort of restrictions may or may not be in place, I could always, swap that trip for something else, or just cancel the holidays. That's if I actually get them, because I imagine quite a few people in work have been as soon as we had that announcement last week. So I'll try and book it off on Wednesday. If it doesn't go through, it doesn't go through. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it'd be sad because I'd love to meet up with everyone. But you know what? We're all close-knit, aren't we? So there will be times in the future. Plus, it's nice to be actually saying you've not just seen my bin shed and you've actually seen me. Steve says, yeah, it's a young lager I brewed and got a call come through. I brewed and about to make my way through that. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, I had some interesting lagers recently. They had a really good Pilsner from Red Church, which I didn't review. Drank a fair bit of Coors Light, which I actually don't mind. It takes me back when I used to go like drinking with my dad on like the weekends. We'd like have a day out, and we'd always go to like where I keep blanking the calls, but I don't fucking care. I'm not ready to go for a cig yet. Right, can anyone actually hear me now? Oh, fuck off. Sorry. Am I coming through? This is ridiculous, isn't it? Oh, there we go. I take it the thumbs up. You can hear me now. Fucking hell. It's my friend from work. She's an absolute fucking pain in the arse. Just because she's too afraid to let her parents know that she smokes. Unbelievable. Anyway. If Elliot's watching this, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway. So yeah. Not the biggest fan of this, I'm afraid. It's just leaving out quite an unpleasant flavour in my mouth. Taste in my mouth. You could review the second beer by The Gift of Mine. I could indeed. Or be a pioneer and be a Beer Tube's first sign reviewer. If she smokes, she pokes. Trust me, I'm not going there. Excuse me. God, that was a bit of a pervert's laugh, wasn't it? Fucking hell. Nobody wants their mum to know they smoke. That's very true, James. To be honest, I was skirting around the subject, but it's quite liberating now. Although I really want to give up because it's cost me too much money. Steve had a bit of a laugh. Yeah. Anyway, talk about damaged goods. So moving on to the dry stout brewed with Vic's Secret, 4.6% ABV. It's great, isn't it? Insulting someone who's not even there. Matt says Sid James laugh. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, doesn't that look nice? Look at that creamy top. See what we get in the nose. Oh. Oh, that is interesting. Do you know what that smells like? that smells like scooping your hands into a fresh bag of coffee beans. Yeah, it's got a real sort of like earthy minerality to it, with a little bit of intensely strong cocoa or cacao, as normal people say it. It's even got like a slight umami sort of. Sorry about that. Got a bit of an update on my bet. Richarlison's only gone and fucking scored first, hasn't he? So all we need now is the second goal, and it doesn't matter if they get a goal themselves. Anyway, that's put me in a bit of a, well, I wasn't in down spirits anyway, but hey ho. Let's see. What was your answer to my Liverpool comment? You were on mute. Okay. Let's go back to that before I get onto this. Yeah, it's interesting smelling beer, this, though. Where are we? Let's have it for all the world to see. Yeah, good, mate. It's nice to do Liverpool with you after April outdoors in Black Lodge, and Carnival already said they have booking their outdoors. Definitely. We need to get that sorted. I'll be up for that. Very much so. Two brews who I'm really liking at the moment. But yeah, just fingers crossed I get to at least see some people in the next few months. But I think there's a much better chance that, me and Adam will be able to go to Liverpool. But yeah, that'll be awesome. And when we're allowed to have people in the garden, you're more than welcome to come over to the outdoor bar. It sounds so fucking pretentious. It's really not like that. Well, it is impressive, the fact that we built out a crates. But yeah, definitely. I do miss Liverpool. This is good, this one. It's got like I'm saying umami. It's more like even though they're two completely different things. It's sort of like Henson's relish with a little bit of sweetness. Oh, that's intriguing. Very intriguing. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. It's got the body I expected it to have. Quite thin. Don't want to say watery. It's got sort of like a bit of a, what's that? Is it the red milk that's like the thinnest? Get a bit of tobacco. Those aromas that I got do not translate into the taste at all. It's a lot more sort of sensible tasting than the nose would have suggested. Nice bit of bitterness on the back end. Again, it's got a little bit of a slight dankness to it. Maybe a hint of licorice in there, like a plain licorice. It's amazing how much coffee I'm getting though, even though there's no coffee at all. It's quite a savoury stout. It's interesting. I usually find dry stouts to just be so boring. God, I'm a bit gassy now. But this, it's got something strange about it, which I really like, but it actually works. Is it one of the best stouts I've ever had? No, not really. I don't think in this stream I've picked two of the best Kernel beers. But in a way, I'm actually glad that they're condensed into their own sort of like review. I mean, I like it. It's interesting. It's got something about it that I'm not too used to. And it's not just another stout. It's that the nose leads you into such a unique direction. But when you taste it, it's got a real sort of like, it's just going against everything I've just said. It's got like quite a traditional sort of character. Red is skimmed. I knew it. I knew it. I can't wait till lockdown's done. I'll be making my own bar with a stout lager and cider on tap. Sounds good to me, Steve. That's probably the best thing that we've done, is build a little bar outside. Well, say we. I did hardly any of the construction because I was working from home at that time. But yeah, it just started out as like a sort of a bit of an idea a few years ago. Never really, put it together. But then as soon as like lockdown, the first lockdown came to play, we were like, well, that'd be a good project. And it's worked out really well. We were out there on Saturday, and it's just really nice. I mean, it got a little bit cooler in the evening, as you expect. And because it's under a gazebo, it doesn't really get the sun. Well, it's not at the moment because of where the sun is and where our house is. So we just got a couple of heaters, hooked up an old TV, and I spent Saturday getting pissed watching Soccer Saturday with my young brother. Really nice bonding experience. So yeah, looking forward to actually putting the bar to good use. All right then. So yeah, it's a real shame about this, but they can't all be winners. You look at the sort of the hop build. I mean, I'm very excited that there was Galaxy and Sabro in there. Two fantastic hops, but I don't know. It just seems like it just might have just faded slightly, because it's not a bad beer at all. You wouldn't. I don't think you would get a bad beer from Kernel. It just didn't have much going on, and it just sort of like had a. I don't know what overly boiled hops would taste like, but that's what I'd imagine them tasting like. Like sort of like a really generic herbal tea. Oh shit! I just poured most of the rest of the beer on the floor. The rest of this beer, I mean, look at that. It's changed drastically with it all in there. Let's see if it improves it or not. Could I be eating my hat? There, fuck it, just drink it. It smoothens and softens the body with all of the stuff in there, but I hate to say it, but I don't really want to finish the rest of that. I'm just getting nothing from it, which is quite a shame because, as I said, those hops used do really tickle me. But hey ho, you can't win them all. Do you do your own homebrew or do you just buy it? At the moment, I just buy it. In these next few months, I think a lot of the stuff I'm going to be buying is going to be like mini kegs. But that being said, I need to get like a small fridge to keep them cool and conditioned in. But I'd love to get into homebrewing. I just love the idea of making my own version of the Schofferhofer grapefruit radler. Or like making a really juicy grapefruit New England IPA with blood orange as well. But yeah, I'd love to just even like the basic sort of stuff. I love the idea of like getting a quite an affordable kit. Obviously, you get the equipment, and then you make just so you get used to it. You make the recipe, buy the book, follow all the ingredients. But then, like once you've got, I love that idea of getting to a point where you think, do you know what? I'm gonna swap this out for this, or do you know what? I'm gonna add this to this. I love that creativity, and from the home brews that I've had from a few people, some very talented people out there, some very, very talented people. And of course, a lot of home brewers end up becoming, really quite successful brewers themselves. But yeah, I'd love to homebrew. I really, really would. Yeah, it's so satisfying drinking your own made. Oh, I can imagine. And especially when you like cost up how much like each sort of like bottle or sort of pint that you make, how much cheaper it can be compared to stuff that you've bought. I like that. And of course, I love the idea of making wines as well. Like, I'd love to make some fruit wine. Because again, just amazing how, after seeing quite a few people in the home brewing sort of scene here on YouTube, and of course the legend that is Raggy, it's just amazing, isn't it? I can imagine that's one of the most satisfying things. And I'd even like the idea of attempting a pre-existing recipe and then comparing the two and potentially outshining the original beer. But yeah, just that satisfaction sounds good to me. If when you fancy doing it, I could help out. Go. I can't read properly. If and when you fancy doing it, I could help you out to what equipment to get for the one. Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate that. It is something that I'd like to actually do sometime this summer as a bit of a project. But yeah, appreciate that very much so. That's what I love about this whole sort of thing. It's just people coming together, and do you know what I mean? I've been so humbled. I mean, I've been throughout doing these beer reviews, but I would say the last few weeks have been some of the most satisfying sort of experiences doing these live streams. I mean, my self-confidence is quite low, really. If you were to meet me in person, I don't think I'd be as chatty or as outgoing as I come across now. You can talk to some of the people who I've met up with multiple times. It does take me a long time to get used to people and to warm to people and to know that I can be like this and that and be. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just the communication, the interaction. It's just been fantastic. It really, really has. And yeah, you've been keeping me entertained on some very boring evenings, and hopefully I've not been boring you all to death on these ones. Let's see. My mate who lives in the Wirral home brews brewed a punk clone and bottled it. It was before Funk X Punk, and it was better. So I'd love to do a punk IPA. Just add me on Instagram when you fancy it. I'll help out. All good. I certainly will. Steve. And look who it is, Mr. Jimmy O himself. Now then. What an astute young gentleman. I don't have a cigar. All right, Jimmy. Hope you're doing okay. Jimmy, you've joined me just as I was about to wrap this stream up. Hope you're doing okay. I did mean to actually jump on stream on Saturday, but I don't know. It's like I've just been telling these guys, anxiety creeps up on me when I least expect it, and it's been affecting some of this sort of stuff. Even in some of the streams that I've been in with, people I've been streaming with for ages. I don't know what it is. These people know me. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think it's just because it's a bit of a weird time now, isn't it? So I do apologise that I've not been joining Jimmy. I've been really enjoying watching the playbacks, though. I really want to meet, or to actually speak to Peter. I was going to say Peter Sutcliffe then. Not Peter Sutcliffe. You know who I'm talking about. Peter Boothroyd, if that's his real name. I think he has got to be one of the funniest people I've seen for a while. It's almost like he's a character. I love that. No worries, mate. You're welcome any night in my stream. Full of pricks, mate, so don't worry. Well, I'll fit right in then. Just hope I don't get on the wrath of Sean Ryder. The red scarf, yes. I didn't actually mean to come across like I was being a dick to him on that chat, but I just love the way he lashes out. Anyway, if you want to see some high quality content, go check out the Jimmy O Show. And Steve, I will definitely be adding you on Instagram as well. But yeah, folks, so I'm going to call it a night. The IPA Galaxy El Dorado Sabro, really quite disappointed with, actually, the more I'm thinking about it. The Dry Stout Fix Secret, I'm not 100% sold on it, don't get me wrong. But it's a really tasty, unique experience. And that sounded scripted as fuck, so. But yeah, I don't think I'll be finishing the rest of this. I'm not too proud to pour away a beer if I'm not enjoying it. He's very angry. Have a good night, mate. Yeah, certainly will. And if you're doing the stream tonight, don't think I'll be joining tonight, but I'll definitely be watching. But I won't be a dick to Peter in the comments this time. I don't want to get him agitated before even fucking met him. I think has my sound gone again? But yeah, anyway, I'm getting harassed. I'm getting bombarded. So I'm going to call it a night. All right, then. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Good stuff, Peter. See you soon, says Brian. Cheers, Brian. Cheers, James, as well. Cheers, everyone else. Thank you for joining me on a bit of an impromptu live beer review. But yeah, don't let this, if you've not had anything from the Kernel, don't let this video put you off. I think I've just been very unlucky in my selections this evening. Both still quality beers. Cheers, James. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Do genuinely appreciate each and every one of you guys who stops by to watch this live or watched it once it's uploaded. You've been helping a lot, seriously. I don't think people fully realise that. You're sort of like my therapist sometimes. Take care, mate. Speak soon, Peter. Speak soon, Steve. As soon as I get onto Instagram, I'll give you a follow. Is it under Steve's Brewing? Or do you go by a different name? But I'll definitely give you a follow. Anyway, but yeah, as I said, don't let this put you off from trying out the Kernel. I've had their pale ales I've had recently have just been fantastic. They really, really have. And just great value for money, high quality brewing. And from what I've heard from other people, just some genuinely nice people. So it's good to support breweries, even though they're not local to me. I know it's down south, down in London, but I like to spread my money far and wide. Well, what money I have. God, if I was fucking made of money, I'd actually be an alcoholic probably if I had a lot of disposable income. It's, I think, Steve 484, but go from Kent. Yeah, I'll have a look on their profiles if I can't find you. But yeah, guys, cheers for watching. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your evening. Hope you've got a good week planned. You'll probably see me pop up a couple of times this week. But I think the rest of the reviews will be uploaded. I'll get a few uploaded today for the rest of the week, or try to at least. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thank you to everyone who's watching this after it's been uploaded. And yeah, you all take care, stay safe, and have a really good week. See you guys later.